carpet the product, as you mentioned, it's difficult to take it apart once it's served its useful purpose. Do you see down the road the development of carpet that wouldn't be difficult to take apart?
Absolutely. In fact, Shaw has been one of the leaders. I was working for Herman Miller when I first heard of Shaw because they joined us in our journey to cradle, which is a philosophy of paying attention that when you make a new product, the first cradle, that you're already thinking about what it will be at the end of its current useful life. And so we are constantly looking at ways that we'll be able to take the carpet apart and make sure that it's usable in the future. And we've seen slight changes already, and we look to improve on those to make sure that there's ways to take things apart, whether mechanical or chemical.
But if we're talking here 10 years from the day, it's very likely there will be such a product?
Absolutely. You know, again, you can put things in place where it'll come apart easier. And as it comes apart easier, then it's easier to think about what that product that has been used as carpet fiber before, what that new product will be used for. So we're guided by that philosophy here at Shaw.
Now, Shaw is involved in sustainability in a lot of areas other than recycling product. In fact, you just released the 2014 sustainability report a short time ago. Talk about some of those other areas and some of the successes the company's had.
Well, without question, I mentioned cradle to cradle, which is that designing with the end in mind. And that philosophy then pays attention also, though, to get your product certified, you have to pay attention to how much water you're using, how much energy you're using, what kind of energy you're using, what are you doing for the social aspects within your company, and also then financially, are you stable? So this whole cradle-cradle philosophy, you can get products certified to it. And so we are certifying right now about 65% of our products are cradle-cradle certified. And that means that it has passed a third-party auditor saying that, yes, we are doing things correctly for energy, for water, and material health, which, of course, is one of the big issues out there today is transparency. And Cradle Cradle allows us to answer all those questions very easily.
Well, Shaw has really been, I guess the whole industry has a terrific story in terms of water use, I guess, don't they? And I don't know, we don't hear that much, but it's there.
Yes. We have reduced our water by, I think it's like 40 or 50% since we first really started keeping track of that number, and we're going to continue to drive that use down.
So I broke out some of the areas, some of the initiatives that were discussed in the sustainability report. Product stewardship was one. Talk about that.
Well, product stewardship is what I was talking about with Cradle to Cradle, is that you're paying attention to the product for its life. So you really, some people call it life cycle analysis. We just call it product stewardship because we really want to also even think about its future life in that product stewardship. So that's a real win for us. There's no question that we're one of the few companies that have done that, but at the same time, other companies are joining, and we love that's going forward. So that's one real success on product stewardship. Again, take back is part of our product stewardship. So you put all that together, product stewardship, we're in pretty good shape. I think other things that we are doing that you might say, okay, this is novel is the amount that we contribute to our community. So that goes to the people side. And there, whether you're talking about St. Jude's and Jude Hospital, that we are a participant in trying to help support them with either sales of products that are given a royalty to them, to flat out gifts from the company, philanthropic gifts, to our employees running the St. Jude's Marathon. I mean, we try to get our entire corporation engaged into something like that. Likewise, then that really speaks well of our community of employees. They are really engaged with sustainability in many different facets. One of them is community service. I think last year we logged 77,000 hours of donated time to our communities where our employees live and work. I mean, that is sustainability at its core, when you can have your employees doing that.
I read that that's a really important aspect for millennials seeking a job, is to have a company that they feel positive about like that.
I would agree that is really a primary thing for millennials. In talking to the young folks that we have on staff, they're really excited about doing that. But I have to tell you, some of the folks that look like me get pretty excited about get excited about being part of the community that they live and work in and love to serve.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, people my age sort of morphed into it, I guess,
Yeah.
but these people on the front end, it's been a part of their life, I guess.
well, and I think, that's one thing that I think sustainability has done a good job in general, is sustainability and sustainability advocates have really worked with colleges to the point where kids really don't get through college today without hearing about what they should be paying attention to for the environment, what they should be paying attention to for their community and how they live and work. And many of them don't even own a car because they really believe in living downtown and being able to walk every place. I mean, that kind of commitment is, I would agree with you. It's growing and it's kind of exciting to watch it.
Well, it's interesting. I was thinking as you were saying that, developing products. I know 15 years ago, people didn't have cradle to cradle in mind when they were developing product, and now, and I guess that has to be a top-down part of a company, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and I think, again, this understanding that should be there is now permeating into all of our customers. Our customers are really paying attention to how their products are made. They want to feel good about the products that they're using, and so material health has become really important. Probably even higher level than recycled content was just a few years ago, because the understanding is improving to the point where they now know that if you recycle a really bad product, it's still a really bad product because you won't be able to take the bad things out. So that's where Shaw, we're trying to create good products for the future, and our customers are understanding that, and they're asking, what are you doing? What are you putting into those products that I'm buying? And that material health and transparency is the terms that are coined for that right now. It's a growing trend, and we really expect to see it continue for the next few years.
That's interesting. One of the other items that was listed in the report was branding and marketing. Talk about that.
Well, I think every company does that differently, but without question that we have many customers that are excited about what we're doing. So our efforts around branding and marketing, you almost have to today have those stories in your reports, in your labels, on your products, so that the customers can see the end result and know that they're dealing with a company that has the values of honesty, integrity, and passion, and like the cars. I mean, they understand that our values mirror theirs when they can see it in the product as well.
Communicating that to the outside world.
Absolutely.
Basically.
Yeah, that's what that's for.
If we're sitting here, which I probably will not be, but just say I was 10 years from now, what sort of things do you think we're going to be talking about as it relates to sustainability and this whole area?
I do think that the social area probably is the least developed. I think we will be talking more and more. Product stewardship is becoming pretty well understood, whether it be material health and transparency, to cradle to any one of the other certification processes. Those are becoming third-party certified. So the customers will start knowing that and expecting that, kind of like the UL label on electrical equipment, right? Everybody just understands with their toaster is now UL certified. I think that's what will happen with material health and transparency. But I think on this social aspect, what is expected of a company will become larger and larger part of the story. And so what are you doing for making your community more sustainable will become more and more important. And again, many times, like in Dalton, Georgia, your community is, or includes your competitors as well. And I think the more companies work together, that will be probably a trend going forward, that there will be synergy between what everybody's doing.
Well, certainly a good model here in Dalton for that, no question.
It definitely is. And it's kind of funny how all these various modules of, Detroit and automotive, I mean, it happens, and once it's happened, and when those companies start working together, surprising things can happen. And we've just kicked off something here in Dalton, Georgia. It's called the Alliance for Innovation and Sustainability, and it's all the carpet companies are welcome to join. Right now we have, I think, 4 or 5 of them that have joined, and we're going to talk sustainability. And so how can we work together to make our community more sustainable? Not just our companies, but our community.
Very interesting. Well, thanks so much for sitting down with us. It's been very interesting.
It was a pleasure.
We've been talking with Paul Murray. He is VP of Sustainability and Environmental Affairs at Shaw Industries. And this is Talk Floor TV.